the whole fight card, let you guys know what we like, why we like them. Give you some information. Um, you know, like I said, this is our first podcast, so hopefully, you guys like it. We're gonna try to put this up on different platforms. Like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, so when we upload another video, you guys will be notified. Um, and we're just gonna break into the fights. As we starting this now, everything will get better. But let's just get into it and see what we like. And then at the end of the card, we're gonna pretty much give us our straight down picks and tell you what it's like. And let's see if we make some money tonight. All right. So the first fight on the card, which is Sergey Spivak versus Gerard Vandera. For my pick, pretty much I'm going with Sergey. I like Sergey pretty much because he has an 11-2 record, and Gerard has a 11-4 record. Um, uh, Sergey's last fight, he fought against um, his last fight was Carlos Felipe. So Carlos Felipe is pretty much a heavy hitter. They went all 3 rounds. Heavyweights. It's really rare that you got heavyweights that go out all 3 rounds. And he won that fight by decision. The fight prior to that was Marcin Tybura, which he lost that fight by decision as well. But like I said, heavyweights, these guys hit hard. It's very, very rare that you're gonna see these heavyweights go 3 rounds. His last fight, which is Carlos Felipe, was July 17th, 2020, which is pretty good. He's active. The fight before that with Tybura was February 28th, 2020. So for Jared, he's coming off the contender series with one win versus Harry Hunsucker, which was a pretty good knockout in the first round. So he's making his debut here at UFC. Um, at the end of the day, my pick is gonna be Sergi. He has the experience. He pretty much has a ground game. He has 6 subs with 4 KOs. Jared had 7 KOs with 3 subs. But the only thing I like Sergi is because Jared has been subbed twice before and 2 losses. So Lou, what do you think about this match?
I tell you, I got to go with Jared. I like Jared a lot. I know that you're going for Sergey, but both of these guys, I mean, they're both slow starters. Um, it's gonna be, obviously it's gonna be both of them are gonna be standing up the whole time pretty much. Uh, Jared's got some killer leg kicks, man. Wow. Uh, I just see this. I see it as going in Jared's favor as towards decision, pretty much. Nobody's getting knocked out here. It's gonna go towards decision. I got a feeling, but I like the underdog.
Okay, so just gonna throw a little bit stats out there. So Sergi's last fight, he landed 73 strikes with 3 takedowns. Carlos Felipe landed 44 strikes with 0 takedowns. The fight before that, where Marcin Tybura, Sergi landed 26 strikes, and Tybura landed 43 by with 2 takedowns. So it's pretty good fight for Jared. Jared was a pretty much a quick finish. He landed 23 strikes and absorbed about 17. KO'd Harry in the first round, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna go with Sergi, and I guess we'll see what happens Saturday.
Stay tuned.
Okay, so the next fight is gonna be Amen Zahibi versus Draco Rodriguez. So Draco Rodriguez, unfortunately, missed weight, and these guys coming out missed weight ah, really sucks. It could be a bad weight cut. It could be anything. Anything could potentially ruin his weight cut. But would that affect him and coming into this round? Maybe. But Sahib, he has a pretty much a 7-4 record. and Rodriguez has a 7-1 record. Uh, Sahib has 4 KOs with 2 subs. Rodriguez has 2 KOs with 4 subs. Both fighters have been KO'd before, but both of them have not been sub. So it's pretty much it's probably going to go to uh, a war on the hands. You know what I mean, which is going to be pretty much a good fight. Um, what do you think about this fight?
Yeah, it's definitely going to go. They're definitely going to stand up. I see Draco's got some good boxing skills. He's going to go after Alameen. But missing that weight, I'm not sure how his diet has been the last couple of weeks. But I tell you one thing that's going to hurt him is that 20% he's got to give up. That's
Yeah,
going to hurt.
yeah, it's true. 20% is much, but you know what? For me, I think they should give up more than that because you come. This is your job. You should come here to fight. You should come here prepared. And if you can't make weight.
Yeah.
You should give up more than 20%.
In the fighting world, it's a total disrespect. But like I said, we don't know how his diet's been going the last couple of weeks. But there's been a lot of fighters on this card that have struggled with their weight. So let's see what happens.
Yep. So a little bit of information for Sahib. His last fight was against Vince Morales. Sahib landed 28 strikes with 1 takedown, absorbed 59 strikes in a loss in the decision. That was in May 4th, 2019. Prior to that, he fought Ricardo Ramos. He landed 46 strikes and absorbed 42 and 3 takedowns at another loss. So right now, Saeed is on a 2-loss streak. The second fight with Ramos, he got KO'd in the third round, which especially that his last fight was May of 2019. So this guy, he has been out pretty much almost a year. You know what I mean?
Wow.
That's not too good. Rodriguez's last fight was September 20th, so he's coming off the contender series as well, and he won in the first round with a triangle choke. He landed 3 strikes, 1 takedown, and absorbed 5 strikes. So he's coming off fresh. A couple months in. So my pick, I'm going with Drago as well. I think he's gonna take this. I think I don't think this is gonna go through a decision. I think it's most likely it's gonna end within distance.
I agree.
All right. So now we go on to the next fight, with this is Chaz Skelly versus Jamal Emmers. This is pretty much gonna be a pretty good fight. Jamal, I guess nobody. All right. So the both fighters made weight with no problem here.
Yeah.
That's definitely what we like to see. Skelly is 18-4, while Emmers is 18-5. Skelly has 3 wins by KO, 10 by subs. Emmer has 7 by KO, 3 by subs. Now, both guys have been subbed once, and both guys pretty much Skelly has been KO'd once, and Emmer has been KO'd twice. So pretty much this could go anywhere. It could go to the ground. I seen some tape on Chaz, and he pretty much put a anaconda choke on this one. I forgot the name of the person, but won it real quick. Uh, Bell rang. He came in with a front kick, kicked this guy, knocked him to the floor, and just choked him out to sleep, complete sleep. But
Wow.
yeah, but Emmers, I'm liking a little bit more Emmers here. He's been a little bit more active. Um, Emmers' last fight was against um, Vince Cachuro, which went through a third round decision. That was back in July 2020. Before that, he fought Jiga, which Jiga's probably maybe top 15. That was in March, so he's pretty much active for 2020. Um, for Chaz Scully, his last fight was, break this down, Gordon Griffin, September 2019. So
Wow.
and before that it
Hey,
was
wow.
November. Before that was November 2018. So he picks guy fights pretty one time a year. So my pick is gonna go Emmers.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with you on that. He's got a nice left hand. Uh, he's strong. His ground game is pretty strong. So is Chaz. Chaz has got a good ground defense. He mostly wants to stand though. So I mean, I could see this going, 3 rounds, on their feet. But I'm definitely going with Emmers.
Yeah. So a little bit
Yeah.
of stats on Chaz was his last fight when he fought Jordan Griffin. He landed 21 strikes, one takedown, absorbed 37, and absorbed one takedown as well in a decision win. Before that was in 2018. He landed 30 strikes, took down Bobby one time and absorbed 20 and one takedown. For Emmers, his last fight, which is this is one of the reasons why I'm gonna pick him. He landed 103 strikes with
Woo.
5 takedowns in a decision win. Prior to that, when he fought Giga, he landed 54 strikes with 2 takedowns. And Giga only landed 38, so he's pretty hard, has a lot of volume. So my pick is
Yeah.
still gonna go with Jamal. Uh, Next fight coming up is gonna be Shawna Dobson, which is Casey O'Neill. This is gonna be pretty interesting because I'm going with the underdog here, which is Shawna Dobson. Um, she She's a pretty big girl. Shayna has a 4-4 record, going against O'Neal with a 5-0 record. Um, Shayna has 2 KOs with no subs. O'Neal has 1 KO with 1 sub. Shayna has been knocked out once, and O'Neal is 5-0, so she hasn't been anything. But the last fight that Shayna had, she fought Agapoga and pretty much beat the brakes out of her. You know,
Yeah.
it was a second round KO. Everybody had a lot of hype on Agapoa. She was a 1,300 favorite in
Well,
that
a
fight.
lot of people say there was an adrenaline rush, a dump rather.
Yeah,
Um, you know, so that that could have been against her. But
yeah.
yeah, I'm going with Dobson too. She's with Team Elevation. She's the last fight she had with Agapoga was awesome. I see her I see this fight standing up, but Casey, I don't know. Casey hasn't fought anybody that we can talk about. She's with Team Tiger Muay. She's got a good ground game from what I understand, but I haven't seen anybody, any name fighters. She's 5-0 with, you know, but nobody who's ranked or anything like that. So, this
Yeah,
is going to be an interesting fight.
yeah. So Casey's coming. This is her debut of the UFC. She's coming out of her last fight was September 24th, 2020, was versus Christina Stiligu with a second round KO. And before that, she fought in February of 2020, and she won by decision. So these girls,
Yeah.
these are pretty much lower class MMA. So like I said, she's making her debut. Shayna is pretty much the veteran a little bit here with I know 4 fights, 4 losses. The record doesn't look too good, but I pretty much have my money on Shayna on this one.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so the next fight we're gonna break down is Julian Rosa versus Nate Landwehr. Nate Landwehr, uh, I like Nate here. He's pretty. Um, eh, I like him. I'm gonna pick him definitely to win here. Both guys are strikers. If Rosa comes in with a 24-8 record, Landwehr comes up with a 14-3 record. Um, A Rosa has 10 KOs, 11 subs. Um, Landwehr has 8 KOs. A Rosa has 4 losses by KO, 0 by subs, and Landwehr has 1 KO, 1 sub loss. They Landwehr pretty much goes out there and just throws it out there and wants to bang and knock this guy out with 4 KO losses. This guy's been KO before, and with Landwehr has pretty much the power. So I think for me, I'm gonna go with Landwehr. I think he's gonna take him out.
Yeah, they're both dead even, right? I mean, they're minus 112 each.
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah. So I mean, they're both of them are coming off of COVID. So, I mean, that's one of the things that it's hard to tell, because you don't know, when a fighter comes back, how his lungs are, his respiratory system is doing. So look, be on the lookout for that. As far as the endurance, how long they're gonna, either one's gonna last. But I'm definitely picking Nate. He's the better fighter in my eyes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the odds are pretty close, and I know it's been moving a lot. But yeah, Nate's my pick as well. Some, break down some a little bit of stats. We're gonna go with Nate first. Nate's last fight, he fought Davin Elkins, and he landed 118 strikes and absorbed 121.
Oof.
So that was a good fight. They banged it out.
Yep.
So, and then prior to that, he fought Herbert Burns, which he lost with a knee in the first round. He only landed 4, absorbed 7. Julian Rosa, his last fight was with Sheen Woodson. He also landed 103 strikes and absorbed 106. He won that fight by submission. The fight before that, he fought against Julio Arc, which Julian landed 43 and absorbed 74 with 1 takedown, and he lost by KO by a kick. So for me, especially for DraftKings, this has a lot of volume. Um, so it might be a good fight hand to hand. I don't think it's gonna make it to the third round. Somebody's gonna be KO'd early. But like I said, my pick is Nate.
Definitely agree.
All right. So the next fight we have coming up is Eddie Wylan versus John Casanita. Uh, Eddie Wylan, veteran, been around the block a long time. Um, he goes out there and pretty much lays it out there. Um, he has a record of 24-14, and um, John has a 17-5. So Eddie comes out with 15 KOs, 4 subs. John comes out with 6 KOs and 6 subs. Now their losses is pretty much, Eddie has 4 KOs, 4 subs, and John has 1 KO. But for me, I don't know. I'm pretty much going with Wyland. I like the way he comes in and pretty much bangs. He has fought some good people. He's fought Shane O'Malley. I know Shane O'Malley knocked him out in the first round, but he was pretty much thrown to the wolves in that match. The match versus Chavez, he tore this guy up. I'm talking about he ripped this guy apart. It was stopped in the second round.
Mm.
Yep. So that was a pretty good match. So John's last fight was with Nathaniel Wood, which is another good contender. He
Yep.
went 3 rounds with him, so it wasn't a bad match. And prior to that, he fought some Marco Rojo, which he won with a triangle choke. What do you think about this match?
Yeah. I mean, I just keep thinking of Eddie there. O'Malley put him to sleep. Wow. that was a good fight. I see John trying to prove himself, man. He's got to in his debut in his debut fight with Nathaniel Wood. I mean, that went to 3 rounds, but um, he's proved himself in the UFC. So this is I feel like he's got to show something to the world. And Eddie, I don't know. I mean, he's 36 years old. He since he got knocked out by O'Malley, I feel like he's going to become a gatekeeper, believe it or not. But I'm going for John.
All right, so yep. So I'm gonna break down some little bit stats. Let's start with John. John's last fight with Nathaniel Wood. He landed 55 strikes, but absorbed 131 strikes from Nathaniel and one takedown in a decision loss. And John, prior to that, for Caden Lihea, he landed 48 strikes with two takedowns, absorbed 28 strikes with two takedowns as well. And that was a decision win. That was on the Contender Series. Um, Eddie's last fight, like I said, with Shane O'Malley, he only landed 4 and took 13 and went to sleep in the first round. But when he fought Pavel, which he knocked him down twice, landed 74 strikes, and absorbed 55 with a KO win in the second round. So I think it's like I said, I'm still gonna go with Wylan. Hopefully he gets it done. Let's move on to the next fight to see. So the next fight we got going on is the car close, which is Luis Pena. Um, Unfortunately, in the beginning, I liked the Luis Pena, when he was coming up, but something went wrong with him. I'm not sure what it is. He's not the same fighter. Um, he's, uh, I don't know. It's just stuff's changed. His last fight wasn't too exciting or anything like that. Um, but the close. His last fight was not too bad either. Um, Close comes in with 11-2 record, and Pena with an 8-3 record. Um, Close has 4 KOs, 0 subs. Pena has 2 KOs, 4 subs. Um, uh, Close has 1 KO. He lost by 1 KO, and Luis Pena lost by 1 sub. So go down to the card close. His last fight was against Dariush, Benil Dariush, which pretty much very good fighter. He was KO'd in the second round. Prior to that, Crystal got Galagos, and he went to a third round decision on that fight. For Luis Pena, his last fight was with Kama Worthy, and he got choked out in the third round. Prior to that was with Steve Garcia. It was a unanimous decision win, which he didn't. I don't know. I wasn't impressed in that one. He fought also Matt Farola, and he lost at that match too. So I don't know. What do you think about this match?
I don't know. I mean, I got Luis Pena on it. I mean, he's 27 years old, and I think he's training with American Top Team in down in Florida. So he's got a lot to prove yet. I mean, I got I got him pretty much. I'm going with him. I don't like. I mean, close. He didn't show me anything in the last couple of fights that I can choose him for. So I'm staying with Lewis.
All right. So some stats for Close. His last fight against Dariush, he landed 15 strikes, absorbed 12, and absorbed 1 takedown on a loss. Prior to that, Crystal, he landed 99, absorbed 82 with two takedowns and absorbed 2 takedowns as well. For Luis Pena, his last match against Worthy, Luis Pena landed 38 with 3 takedowns and absorbed 55 with getting choked out by guillotine choke. Prior to that was Steve Garcia, which he won this fight. He landed 27 strikes and absorbed 21. So I understand Luis Pena is young, 27. But I don't know. Just in my eyes, I see he's not mentally there. But I know he has a rough background. I've read stories about him, stuff like that. But I'm gonna go with the Carclos to take this. I don't think it's gonna go all 3 rounds either. So we're gonna move on to the next fight, which is Jared Gordon against Danny Chavez. Um, these two fighters come in at Gordon with 16-4 record, Chavez with 11-3 record. Gordon comes in with a 6 KO and 2 subs. Chavez comes in with a 3 KO and 0 subs. Losses for Gordon is 4 by KO, and Chaz has 1 by sub. Um, this is pretty much I'm up in the air with this fight. I'm not quite sure. The odds are pretty much even. You have Gordon at plus 132 with Chavez pretty much at minus 136. But I think um Danny Chavez most likely I think is gonna take this, especially that Gordon missed weight. So he might have a bad weight cut, but I think Danny has this. He's gonna take the win. What you think?
I definitely agree. I mean, Danny's got some fast hands and some real hard leg kicks. Jared Gordon, he's got no chin, pretty much a glass jaw. I mean, I see this fight over in the first round. I'm going with Danny.
All right, so some breakdown. We're gonna go with Gordon first. His last fight was against Chris Fishgold. He landed 44 with 3 takedowns, absorbed 20 with a decision win. Prior to that, he fought Charles Orrera. He lost that by punches in the first round, and Charles is pretty much, he's a submission guy. He does have some hands, but his wins by the submission. Um, for Danny Chavez, his last fight was against T.J. Brown, and he landed 49 strikes, 4 takedowns, and absorbed only 43 strikes. So my pick is gonna go with Danny Chavez, and like you said, it's not gonna go to 3 rounds. DraftKings, pretty much Chavez might have a good volume. Jared might come out here try to bang with him, but this might be a good fight, depending of how Gordon comes out to fight. So let's move on to the next. We are done with the prelims. Now let's go on with the main card. So the main card we got Andre Arlovsky with the Tom Aspinall. Arlovsky has been around the block, has been everywhere, has coming up with a good record. His last couple of fights, he hasn't been that bad. He has a 30-19 record. 19 losses is pretty steep, but it's Arlovsky. Everybody know Arlovsky from back in the days. Aspinall comes with a 9-2 record. Um, Arlovsky got 17 KOs to be subs. Aspinall has 8 KOs with 1 sub. Arlovsky got 11 KO losses with 1 sub loss. Aspinall got 0 losses by KO, but 1 by sub. So Arlovsky has beat Tanner Bozer his last fight by decision, and it was pretty much his okay fight. It wasn't that because now pretty much his fights are pretty much boring because like I said he's older now, so he has to be careful of how he takes his shots. Before his chin was very 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 weak. I don't know, maybe he gained some more chin strength or whatever, but he sometimes he be taking blows and he hasn't been knocked out lately. The last time he was knocked out was by Rosen strike. Anybody would get knocked out by him. First round KO. But he's been active. He's been fighting. The last time he fought was in November of 2020, and then he fought again in May. So last year he has 2 fights under his belt. So he's been pretty much active. Tom comes in with his last fight against Allen. That was in October 9th of 2020. He won by elbows and punches in the first round. Before that, he fought Jake Collar, July 24th, 2020, won by knees and punches. So, what scares me here is that Tom has pretty good hands, has a lot of power. Alarski's pretty much slowed down. Take a couple shots. He's not gonna withhold. My pick is gonna go with Tom Aspinall. What do you think?
I agree. I totally agree. Tom looks pretty good in his last two fights. Arlovsky, he's in his 40s. Um, he doesn't. I mean, he doesn't have anything to prove to anybody. He just loves the fight game, wants to stay in it, and but I definitely see Tom coming out on top. Definitely see Tom coming out on top, and I don't see it going more than 2 rounds.
Yeah, so Alarski's last fight when he fought Tana Boza, he landed 34 strikes and absorbed 68, and he still won that by decision. Uh,
Mm.
the fight before that, he fought Felipe Lin. Alarski landed 50 and absorbed 41, and he won as well. For Tom Aspinall, when he fought Allen, he landed 16 with one takedown and only absorbed three. So, and that was a first round KO. Prior to that, Jake Collar, he had 10 strikes and only absorbed three in a first round KO. So, yeah, my pick is Tom. Um, I think he's gonna knock him out, maybe the first round. But yeah, I'll go with Tom. Next fight is what was this fight? 1 second. Oh, Nasiruddin Movov versus Phil Halls. So my pick here, I don't know, but I like Phil Halls. Phil Halls is his last fight. He knocked the guy out right away. Uh, Phil Halls comes in with a 92 record, and it mirrored the same thing as Miroff with a 92 record. Halls has 7 wins by KO, 2 by subs. Um, Marov have 3 by KO, 4 by subs. Phil Haas has one lost by KO. And they both got one lost by sub. Last fight for Phil was against was the last fight? Oh, Jacob Malcano knocked him out in the first round. Before that, he was in the contender series. He knocked that fighter out in the first round as well. Um, Marov last fight was against Jordan Williams, went to a decision. Prior to that, he fought Jonathan Manier, and it was a first round KO. So my pick is gonna be Phil Halls to knock him out in the first round.
I mean, because Nazardine could take a hit. I mean, if you go back to the video with him fighting Jordan Williams, there was some couple of headbutts in there that were strong, and the first one almost had him knocked out, but he was able to recover. So he could definitely take a punch. Um, Phil, if he doesn't finish this fight in the first 2 rounds, look for him to gas out in the third if it goes three. But I'm definitely going with Phil. He's hands down. He's a better fighter in this match here.
All right. So I guess we both agree on that. All right. So the next fight we're gonna go with the boa constrictor, Alexia Orlening versus Christopher Dawkins. Um, you know, Alexis, he's 43 years old. This guy likes to fight. He doesn't give up. He'll give it his all in there in the ring. Um, but is his time done? He has a great record. You know, 59 wins with 14 losses. Dawkins has a 10 win with 3 losses. Um, Orlink has 46 wins by submission. That's 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 unbelievable. Once he gets you down to the ground, it's pretty much over. The only way you're gonna beat him on the ground if he's pretty much gassed out, which he does gas out real quick, but he sticks in there.
Yeah.
He has 8 by KO. Dawkins has 9 wins by KO. Dawkins has been subbed once and KO'd twice. Alexis has been killed 8 and subbed twice. But for me, this is pretty much a hard choice. But I might be going with World Constrict on this one. What you think?
Yeah, I mean, just go back to the last fight he had with Lewis. I mean, Lewis time with him for the first 2 rounds. It was hard. I mean, because he managed to get him down on the ground. He held him down. Chris, if Chris likes to, he fights the takedown. He relies a lot on his boxing, but he's if he doesn't get off fast enough against Olin, he's not. I don't see him winning this fight. I mean, if Olin gets you down, it's done. It's a wrap. He's gonna find a way to submit you, and 43, the age, it has nothing to do with it, man. That he's amazing on the ground. So I'm definitely going with Olin.
All right, so we definitely agree on that. Like I said, the sub game, this could go down, especially in the odds. If you look for that submission odd, you gotta check how it is because like I said, Orlink is very, very dangerous on the ground. You can pull out submissions out of anywhere. So it'll be a good pick. Next fight is Charles Rosa versus Derrick Minner. Charles Rosa, I'm still a little bit up in the air on this one, but I'm pretty much gonna go with Charles Rosa. With their records is Charles has a record of 13-4. Minna has 25-11, which pretty much has a lot of more experience.
Yeah.
Um, the only thing is that Rosa has 3 wins by KO and 8 by sub. Minner has 1 win by KO and 22 by sub, which is very interesting. Um,
Hmm.
22 by subs, it's pretty good. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
But
Well, yeah.
Rosa has never been submitted in his career, so that plays a little part in why I choose Rosa. Would he let himself get submitted? Will Minner give him his first submission loss? I don't know, but for me, I think I'm gonna go with Charles Rosa on this one. What you think?
I totally agree. Both of them have black belts in jiu-jitsu, so I'm looking for some high-level ground game going on. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna go with Rosa. I like him a lot for this match.
Yep, especially Rosa for pretty much one of the good fighter here, Bryce Mitchell, and Bryce Mitchell is phenomenal on the ground.
Yeah.
It's, and he went all 3 rounds with him, and pretty much lost by decision. But I think Charles takes this with hands down. Um, I think this might. Not sure if it's gonna end within the distance. I don't know if it's gonna go all 3 rounds. But my choice is it might go all 3 rounds.
I feel the same way. These guys they're gonna take it to the end.
All right. So the co-main event is Caitlin Vieira versus Jana Kunitskaya. Caitlin is 11-1 and Jana is 13-5. Caitlin has 2 wins by KO, 4 by subs. Jana has 7 by KOs, 1 by sub. Jana has 2 losses by KO, 2 by subs, and Caitlin has 1 KO, 0 subs. From here, I'm gonna go with Caitlin. I think she's a little bit more well-rounded. Jana, I'm not sure. She's up in the air. I think for her, it's just she takes the fights and just once she's in there, she just pretty much loses everything and pretty much they take advantage
Well,
of her.
well, keep in mind now, she's won 3 out of her last 5, and she's um, she's this match right here. Now that and again, I don't know how Caitlin's diet has been going for the last couple of weeks, but she did miss weight, so she's definitely given up a chunk of her purse to Jana. But you know, I see. Well, I see this going to Caitlin though, and but I just I see Jana giving her a hard time for the uh, for most of the way.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So if you look at Yana's record and who has she fought prior, she fought Julia Sorrento. She won that by decision. After that, she's fought Aspen Ladd, which that was a good win for her. Aspen Ladd is a up and comer. She KO'd her in the third round. Prior to that, she fought Marlon Renew, which is she's older, older veteran. And before that is Lena Landsberg, which is not really a big deal. But if you look at uh Kaylin Kaylin Barrera's resume, she fought Eubanks and she won. She lost with Irina Donna. Irina Donna is very good. She has very good hands. She's a boxer. She got KO in the first round. She fought Kat Zingano, beat her in the decision. She fought Sarah McMahon, beat her with a choke. Ashley Evan Smith was not too good anyway, but won that by decision. So yeah, I'm going with Kaylin as well. I
Yeah.
I don't think the weight cut is gonna affect it too much. It wasn't that much of a weight cut. So we're going to the
Yeah.
main event. So the main event is gonna be very, very interesting.
Woo.
Curtis Blades versus Derrick Lewis. So everybody knows these two fighters. Um, Curtis Blades, um, most takedowns of any heavyweight. That's his forte is taking you down and pretty much grinding on you. Derrick Lewis, has a lot of power. He always has that KO power and he can knock you out. Even if he's losing, all rounds or whatever, that last round he just throws it out there and see what he lands. He has some big names. Uh, from the beginning, he's lost a lot of weight. He pretty much looks good on a scale. Curtis Blades also looks good. It's gonna be a hard fight, but for me, I think Curtis Blades might take this just because of the ground game and pretty much taking Lewis down, grinding on him, getting him tired, and not letting him up. He's gonna take. He's pretty much gonna take the win. What you think?
Exactly what I was gonna say. He's gonna hold him down and just keep him down and just like because Derrick Lewis, if he doesn't put it this way in the first round, if he doesn't get a good couple of solid punches off, and Curtis is he's gonna be all over him trying to get him down and just keep him down. But Lewis has to. I mean, at the beginning of every round, he's got to get a couple of good punches off, and if he rocks him, it's lights out. He'll get him with one punch, but can he get to that one punch? That's the big question.
Yes,
You know, but
that's definitely the
I could,
question right there.
I'm like I don't know who to pick on this one. This is a rough one. I don't know. Yeah, if in the first round, if you know what, I'll go Derrick Lewis in the first round. To get a good couple of punches and fights the takedown. But don't forget his last fight was with Olink. So he's been fighting the takedown.
Hmm.
So he'll definitely have to do it all over again. But he's just gonna have to be he's gonna have to get his punches off a lot faster. And he's in phenomenal shape, man. Wow. I mean, in the weigh-ins today, I mean, it was just like he looked amazing. So endurance. He's gonna have to his cardio and endurance. He's gonna have to we'll see it come to play on Saturday.
Yeah, definitely. So like I said, I'm gonna go with Curtis Blades to win this match. Like I said, he's probably gonna go all 3 rounds into decision win. So I'm gonna pick all the fighters that I'm gonna think that's gonna win. Lewis, after me, you can throw your fighters out there. Uh, I'm gonna go with Curtis Blades, Caitlin, Rosa, Alexa, Pauls, um, Tom Aspen, Danny Chavez, Derrick Close, Eddie Wylan, Nate Landwehr, Shane Dobbs, Jamal Emmers, Draco Rodriguez, and Sergey.
I always like to put a little long shot together, man. You know, because hey, a couple of dollars to get you a long way. So definitely, I'm gonna put like a little 4 pick parlay together. Underdog there, Derrick Lewis. I'm definitely gonna pick him. Um, and Shawna Dobson, definitely gonna put her in there. And let me see here. Where's my other guys over here? Hold on a second. It was oh Jared Vandera and my one more. I got one more for you. One more, and that is Luis Pena. Be on the lookout for him.
All right. All right. So, we broke down this card. Where we'll see tomorrow. Uh, let's see how the fight goes. Let's try to make some money. Like I said, uh, subscribe, like our page. Hit that notification. We're gonna keep on trying to doing these videos every week to give us our input and to see how it goes. We love the fight game. We're here. We watch it every week. We argue a lot about who wins and who loses, but let's all come together and let's make some money.
Let's make that money.
All right. So see you all at Fight Night.